We are in the artificial intelligence season. Not all altcoins are going up, but a lot of AI related tokens are going up. Let's have a look at Freysa AI. We have seen a massive rally this month. Now we are correcting somewhat. Let's have a look at whether or not it makes sense to buy this dip. Let's look at the on-chain metrics most people are not considering. Now here's the rally I'm talking about. We are up 380% this month, but this week we pretty much went sideways. What's going on? Freysa is riding the wave of generative AI, and there are new models coming out regularly. Now the FAI token, the FAI token, is housed on the base chain, and the base chain is attracting a lot of capital because there's many new artificial intelligence tokens that get launched, for example via the Virtuals protocol. And most of those tokens are doing pretty well. Game by Virtuals up, Prefrontal Cortex is up, Luna by Virtuals is up as well. All of those Virtuals related tokens are doing pretty well. Now FAI is not a token that has been launched by the Virtuals protocol. Still, it's AI related. And the nice thing about the token is that most trading still happens on chain. So the price discovery does not happen in black boxes. It does not happen on the centralized exchanges. It all happens on Uniswap and on Aerodrome, the decentralized exchanges, where we can actually look at the transactions and we can say who is actually holding the token. And so there are various liquidity pools, the largest one having more than 8 million worth of FAI. This is pretty big for a decentralized token. Now on-chain there are currently 70,000 holders roughly, but not all of those holders are created equal, right? Some of them might just hold a few cents of the token, others might hold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of the token. So let's dive deeper. Now I always find it interesting to look at the number of holders, the number of new users, the number of returning users. I like to look at how is this developing over time. Now when we look at the last month of the Freysa token, we've seen a lot of returning users at the beginning, then a massive slowdown, a secondary rally, and now another slowdown. This is somewhat in line with the price development. We've seen a first initial hype, then a slowdown, then a second wave. What I don't like as much is that there seems to be some manipulation around the token. Have a look at the number of new users. We had a single day with 10,000 new users over here, another day with 33,000 new users. This is not natural. Now pretty much all of those new users were simply buyers. Because have a look at the number of buyers and sellers over time. The number of sellers looks pretty clean, but the number of buyers again spikes randomly. So it seems like there are tens of thousands of wallets that have interacted with the token, that have bought maybe small amounts of the token, but that didn't come in naturally, that might have come in through bots. And so in order to find out how many real users are there actually that hold the token, let's put in a minimum holding threshold. So let's look at the current price and let's determine the number of tokens one needs to hold in order to have at least $1,000 worth of the token, $10,000 worth of the token, or $100,000 worth of the token. That's what we're seeing over here. So that's 50,000 tokens, 500,000 tokens, and 5 million tokens. And again, we can see this wave pattern. This time we do not see the manipulation. Those kind of charts seem pretty natural. And it looks like the whales aren't really declining in numbers. They simply just hold, or at least the number of whales isn't changing. We see how there was an initial rush by small retail that then sold off, then our secondary wave, something very similar for medium-sized retail. Now what's interesting here? The number of small retail investors peaked on the 30th of November. It then peaked again during Christmas. Let's have a look at the price development again. We've got the 30th of November over here. We've got Christmas over here. But how is it possible that the price pretty much 5x'd from one top to the next, while the number of retail investors didn't really 5x, right? It simply just restored to the prior height. The number of medium-sized investors also did not reach another high, even rather a lower high. And then the number of whales again is flat. What seems to be happening here, what I believe is happening, is that one whale or a few whales are purchasing the token massively. So the secondary rally, right, the 5x rally that we've seen in the last month, it seems to be mainly driven by large players that might be betting on maybe centralized exchange listings. Because yes, the token can be bought on Gate.io and on MEXC, but again, most trading volume still happens decentralized. And that again is where the price discovery happens. There's no significant perpetual futures trading volume. And so it's simply the smart money accumulating. Now things are hyper bullish right now, right? Bitcoin continues to make one high after the next, and pretty much every altcoin is appreciating right now. It almost feels like because there's so much correlation within crypto that it doesn't really matter what we buy. What we see over here is the others dominance. So how much of all of crypto is in the altcoins that's not in the top 10 in terms of market cap. And that's growing very nicely, very steadily in the last days. And I see this in the statistics of this crypto channel as well. Nobody was interested in crypto just a few weeks ago, and suddenly we're spiking up in terms of attention again. And so yes, it's true that everything tends to go up, but there are still ways to outperform. So for example, over here, this is the Memecoin market, and in the last 7 days, AI16Z more than doubled. Yes, Bitcoin went up as well, but it definitely did not double. Now it's at a price of 43 cents. But the question is, how can we get into a token like AI16Z before it doubles? How can we find out about tokens like this early? And what I personally like to do is I like to follow other influencers. I like to follow insiders. I like to follow people that tend to move the markets, especially for those very small tokens. So have a look at this. Kyle Chessy bought AI16Z on the Jupiter exchange on Solana for 1.8 cents. And he didn't just buy once, he bought several times. Since then, the price went up by more than 2,000%. Now, who is Kyle Chessy? He's an influencer that tends to buy tokens very early, where of course not every single token makes these kinds of returns, but it's a bit like VC investing, right? You make 10 bets, you hope for 2 of those bets to make returns like this, and you're okay when the other 8 out of those 10 bets don't work out as well. So here we go, here is his channel. He's got 138,000 subscribers, and we track 12 of his wallets. So this is how wallet tracking works, right? You use on-chain analytics to find out who owns what wallet. And once you've got the wallet, you put this in a tracker. And then whenever this wallet makes a transaction, whenever this wallet buys or sells, we get an automatic notification. We are not just tracking Kyle Chessy, we also track Crypto Banter, for example. They've got 1.1 million subscribers. When they talk about a token, especially a small cap token, that token definitely goes up because there's a lot of attention on the token, right? Attention equals purchases, purchases equal a higher price. We've got 33 of Crypto Banter's wallets. And we're also tracking, for example, Alex Becker. He's got 1.5 million subscribers. We've got 12 of his wallets. And so really, I believe this is the way to beat the crypto market. It's to know more than most. It's not just to pick random tokens in a list, hope that they will make a 2-3x in this bull run. It's actually to be early. It's so early that most people don't know about this yet. I believe in this strategy so much that I made 8 dedicated tutorial videos just on wallet tracking. So how can we find influencer wallets? How can we track them? And how can we then also interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. The link is down below, thebitcoinstrategy.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about backtesting. It's also about macro indicators. It's also about risk mitigation, portfolio diversification, etc. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. And so yeah, people are very happy. Feel free to stop this video over here and read this feedback. The most important thing is, of course, once we have those kind of signals, that we also get some feedback from the rest of the community, right? That we discuss when should we buy, when should we sell, what are the current on-chain analytics. That's why I've got dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. Feel free to invest some of the gains to make the portfolio grow even faster. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first week and I will refund you 100%. You really have 0 risk. Now, it seems like the smart money is accumulating, right? That's why Freysa AI made this 5x, where we went from 0.5 cents to 2.5 cents. Again, because the small wallets didn't really see another all-time high. But then the question is, if this is speculation on a centralized exchange listing by the market makers, by the smart money, how much more upside is there? Let's do market cap comparisons. So this is a list of AI agents. Freysa AI is currently at 178 million. And there are individual virtual tokens that are double the size already, that also do not have a lot of centralized exchange ownership. There is AI16Z, which is almost 8x as large. And of course, there's the Virtuals protocol itself. The AI16Z price is actually what I believe could be an upper ceiling. A 2x should be pretty easy, but in case Binance joins the party, I'd not be surprised whatsoever to see a 4, 5, maybe 6x from here. We can also compare the FAI token with AI meme coins, and here we've got even more upside. Again, there are plenty of tokens that are larger. Many of them are debatable to be really AI memes, right? Fartcoin and Gozeus Maximus. Yes, they are somewhat AI related, but really I think the best comparison is AI16Z. This is where I see Freysa AI potentially going. And so I'm considering to buy some Freysa AI as well. I don't have any yet. I always try to publish a video first before buying myself because I don't want to pump and dump on this audience. I believe this is a pretty nice dip to buy. I believe that the centralized exchanges will continue accumulating more. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.